familiar?
Yeah. Tea calling camp.
Is this us? Will call. That's where we have to go, down the will call.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart for never giving up, you know? To tell the story. Yes.
Oh yeah. Tofu.
I don't know, you said something, you were making fun of how he proposed this all meat diet and he himself got a heart infection.
Oh, yeah.
It's Yiddish. What's that?
So what we're doing is comparing people smoking cigarettes.
I don't know if that's vegan, but this stuff is.
Mock chicken
stuff
salad.
is.
Actually, it's all vegan. It's very good.
All kinds of
Thank you for breaking that out.
2 weeks ago for the training.
What's that?
I mean, 2 weeks ago for the
Really? Yeah, there's good things.
Yeah, just want to let you know that Nelson wants to let you know.
Bye. You need water.
Anyways, so good folks there in City Hall, and I'd like to welcome Mayor Rick Kreisman.
How it happens. And as you
A musical performance.
Well, yeah, we're gonna go sit down actually, but
In my own heart, for the past several years, I've been part of a team of people on our own mission to help spread film. I encourage you to check it out. It's something super exciting that we're going to be doing in 2018 around. We have food and education, and we're in public stores now here in Florida. And it's going to kick off with a cross-country tour by my dad and I through cities across the country. We've got a really interesting presentation plan to share. We were at breakfast, and I learned that in his last talk, he had to take a bathroom break, and he left his mic on. And thank goodness that the guy at the soundboard was on the top of his game. But anyways, he's up.
I only heard part of what Nelson said. I'm afraid to say anything again to mess it up, or whatever it was. I'm not sure it was the right thing. Thank you very much for coming to this session. I see it, I think. As I think about this, how do we get this information out to the public? Now, there's many ways to do that, and of course there's many people involved in one way or another. My role is hopefully to try to address the question concerning the fundamental science of this information. So the nutrients can create health. We value foods according to what nutrients they contain. During the first 12 weeks, switch the diet back and forth. Really traumatic. We could turn cancer on and off. One cause, one mechanism, and then try to treat it with one kind of treatment, a single chemical, and we call them drugs. And so they're usually foreign, drugs are foreign, so our body then gets busy trying to get rid of it.
It's in her first year of medical school, so I guess it kind of rubs off. All plant-based, by the way. So I went on. The only tool I had with my traditional training, and trust me, I got a great education. I mean, amazing education. But all I had in my toolbox was drugs. Oh, go lose weight, eat a healthier diet, filtered. But I'll tell you what, I was the only American doctor. I'm the one that set it all up. And in 4 days, we saw 550 patients. I had a visitor with her 16-year-old daughter, who, now remember, we're in Rifle, Colorado. There are no restaurants that serve nothing with meat and dairy. Actually, there's a restaurant in Rifle, Colorado called Shooters, and I was just like, what am I gonna do? This is incredible. So I started reading. I came across Forks Over Knives. Little did I know I was gonna be friends with John Corey later. It's incredible. But 2 weeks later, I had a lupus patient. How many of you know someone who has lupus? Great. So it's an autoimmune disease, and it can be, that's the only medicine I'm taking, but that's an autoimmune issue, even 15 years into a disease.
Thank you. What we call our Jumpstart program with a group of school teachers in Rochester, New York. In over 10 days, they had an average cholesterol drop of about 24%. It was remarkable. Producers today. He was the creator of the Biggest Losers series, which ran on the ABC network for 14 seasons. Now, interestingly though, JD saw that some of the winners of his show went back home and put their weight back on. Yep. So he did JD Roth.
Hello everybody, how are you? Great. All right, let me see if I can get us started here. The big question is, why am I here? Because there's so many people who know so much more than I do about plants, and they've studied, and they're doctors, and they're educated, and I'm really just a TV producer. I'm really not more than that. I love motivating people, I love helping people change their lives, and when I get passionate about something, I can affect change. Because although doctors can meet one patient at a time every hour, I can reach millions in an hour. So I like to look at what I do as kind of a public service. That definitely means T. Colin Campbell's LeBron James. Yeah! And so for me, they're everything. So, and you know that stuff kills you, it's obvious. Like, you gotta stop doing that. And then they go to your aunt who drinks a little too much. And they say, hey, Aunt Sophie, maybe you should cut back a couple glasses of wine, it's a little too much. Nobody ever goes to the 300-pound person at the table and says, you need to move more and eat less. Nobody ever does that. And I feel like the shows that we've made have changed the conversation at the dinner table in this gym. I'm gonna tell you, you can do anything, and then we're gonna cross our fingers and hope that it goes well. And we worked out that whole first week together. I was obviously very nervous. I had a special scale made where only swaying, widen out the shot, and we went on from there. That's somebody who used to sleep on the couch because she was too lazy to walk up the stairs to bed. So once you're to be the puppeteer than it is to be the puppet. So I'm sure you're wondering, why plants, right? I mean, I've done every show based on every diet, weight loss, trainer, everything you can possibly imagine. So why plants? There was one moment with one person in my life that changed everything. I would argue the most powerful person I have ever met. And what that person said to me was, you have no choice. And that was my wife. That's my friend, Crazy Jillian. I've been physically abusing her when she was a kid. It was a babysitter. And it went on for years. And she never told anyone about it. So I turned the cameras off. And I said, you know what you need to do. You need to go home tonight and you need to share this with your husband. This is bigger than the TV show. You wouldn't come back. And that would be bad for them. Right. And if they can't write you prescriptions, then they can't take their wife to Hawaii to stay in that nice room because they wrote a bunch of prescriptions. So it's all tied together. And if I go on Good Morning America to talk about this, they then can't cut to a commercial for a pharmaceutical company for type 2 diabetes. I just want you to replace it with a volume of food that's good for you. So if you want to eat a hamburger, french fries, and a milkshake, I could fill this stage with that amount of strawberries to equal the same calories. You can eat until your jaw hurts. You can never equal the caloric density of that. Back. Oh, thank you. You're a genius. I wouldn't worry. You're gonna die long before you get diabetes. With what I tell every participant and every contestant on every single one of my shows. You have to have a window and a mirror in your life. And most of America really just wants the window. The window's awesome. You look out the view of where you want to be. For some people I work with, they see themselves in a bikini. They see themselves in a relationship, right? That's the view. The view's amazing. And you can sit in your Barca lounger at that view and stare at it for the rest of your life. But the work is done in the mirror. So turn yourself to the mirror. And yes, that's the painful stuff. That's the hard stuff. That's where the real work happens. But when you do the work in the mirror, the view gets closer and closer and closer. So I would urge you guys who all look healthy and are obviously all interested in whole food, plant-based lifestyle and are healthy people, there's still work we can all do by looking in the mirror. So thank you very much. Have a great night.
Heard about, and many of you may have seen him speak already. Dr. Michael Greger is a leader in the plant-based movement. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Michael Greger.
Good evening. It's actually page 10. Then the question isn't whether or not to eat healthy to prevent heart disease, it's whether you want to reverse the heart disease you already have. We've all died until proven otherwise. And the fact that can also be effective in preventing, arresting, or reversing other leading killers like type 2 diabetes, like high blood pressure, would seem to make the case for plant-based eating simply overwhelming. This disconnect between the science and the practice of medicine. Well, let's do a thought experiment. Imagine he says, don't wait for open heart surgery to start eating healthy as well. Annual AHA conference had a heart attack. Now, what more do you need to show that the system isn't working, right? Anyway, all right.